We're going to go down and identify other parts of the digestive tract. This is the omentum, and the omentum is that apron-like fatty layer. It's a sheath that dangles or spread down in the abdomen. It comes from the lower edge of the greater curvature. This is the greater curvature of the stomach, and the omentum kind of descends from it. If I put it a little clear for you here, you see the omentum is spread all over the small intestine. Going a little bit more, the duodenum will lead to the small intestine, to the jejunum, and to the ileum. This is the largest part of the small intestine. We say the duodenum is the first part of the small intestine. It's about 2 to 4 centimeters long, which is about that short is the first part of the small intestine. It leads to the duodenum, and the duodenum is about 8 feet long. And then it leads to the ileum, which is about 12 feet long. If you look at the junction of the cecum with the ileum, this area is known as the ileocecal valve. And this is the vermiform appendix, and that's the beginning of the large bowel. So the cecum is the first part of the large bowel, and don't forget that duodenum is the first part of the small bowel. Take a look at the pancreatic duct here. This is the pancreas. This is the pancreatic duct. The pancreatic duct opens onto the duodenum along with the common bile duct, which comes from here. Let me put the camera a little bit closer for you so you can take a look at it. So the pancreatic duct. The pancreas lies across the abdominal wall. It's retroperitoneal. It's behind the peritoneum. It does have a tail, a body, and a head. The head of the pancreas has an anatomical relationship with the duodenum and the common bile duct. So tumors of the head of the pancreas will push sometimes on the common bile duct and cause obstructive jaundice. Obstructive jaundice will present with deep jaundice. Jaundice is so deep, but at the same time, the stool is pale due to the absence of the bile from the gut. Taking a look at the large bowel has 3 unique features that are not seen elsewhere. They have tinea coli, and these are 3 bands of longitudinal smooth muscles in the muscularis. They also do have Hofstra, and the Hofstra are pocket-like. These are little tiny structures. If I put it a little closer to you, you're going to look at it. Look at the Hofstra. This is one. This is the second one. These are the Hofstra. And the Hofstra are sac-like, and these are caused by the tone of the tinea coli. So the tone of the tinea coli will stretch and create these Hofstras. The other third feature is the epiploic appendages, and these are fat-filled pouches of visceral peritoneum that we see in the large bowel. The large bowel also can be divided or can be shown in 3 parts. I want to show you this beginning of the large bowel here. This is known as the ascending colon. Don't forget, the first part is the cecum. If I opened it for you, this is the ileocecal valve here, where it connects with the vermiform appendix and the ileum. We close it this way. So this is the ascending colon. You turn it to the side. The ascending colon will ascend and go across the abdomen, and this is known as the transverse colon. Turn it to the other side. We should be able to see the descending colon. It's better seen in the other model that I will project in a second. And we go back again. This is our ascending colon. You see it? Transverse colon. And if we move to the side, we're going to see the descending colon here. This is the descending colon, and the descending colon will lead us to the sigmoid colon. We got to turn down a little bit that way, so we can look at the sigmoid colon. And it takes the shape of a sigma or a little S-style shape. The sigmoid colon will lead us to the rectum. And the rectum is this port here, which leads to the anal opening. Taking a look at this side view of the digestive tract, starting from the stomach, the large bowel, the small intestine. See, the small intestine is kind of lays anteriorly, a little bit more forward, and in contact with the peritoneal cavity. This is the mesentery. If we put it a little more closer to you to show you the mesentery, you're going to see the mesentery and the mesenteric arteries that runs also on the mesentery. The mesentery is a connective tissue that holds the pieces and the segments of the small intestine together. Also, note the connection, the position of the stomach in relationship to other parts of the small intestine and the other part of the colon. Looking at the rectum here, if you notice, the rectum has two sets of sphincters. It does have internal anal sphincter that controls the movement of fecal matters out. It's involuntary. It's a smooth muscle, but at the same time is involuntary. It gets stimulated by stretching and by the descending or the fullness of the rectum with feces. That's the time we feel the desire to go to the bathroom or pass stool. The outer one, or we call it external anal sphincter, this is mostly skeletal muscle. It is under our control, so it is voluntary, and this is the one that helps us to decide when to go to the bathroom and pass the stool. These two sphincters are the control of it, what you call the sphincteric control, is lost in some cases. Cases of paraplegia was the connection of the nerves here with the nervous system, the central nervous system, especially the spinal cord of the brain is lost in cases of dementia, in cases of paraplegia, in case of disease of the spinal cord, or they are not active yet during early childhood.